Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review, I am your reviewer, KPZ. We're here on New Dawn in a domination match. The Japanese alternate tech tree destroyer line, Tier 5, Hatsuharu. It's got 3 turrets, it's got 5 gun barrels. I think he called a gunboat. It has not great concealment, as you can see up there near the minimap. 5.3 kilometer concealment. It also has torpedoes with a 10-kilometer range. So maybe you call it a hybrid leaning towards a gunboat. Don't know. Not a pure gunboat, but it can do gunboaty stuff. How about that? All right, this match is going to be very interesting, most of all because I'm still sitting here after the match started, but also because we're going to get disconnected in the middle of the match. So hold on for that. Yeah, that's my internet not cooperating. Basically had to shut down my alternate YouTube channel, doing long plays of games and stuff like that because the internet connection where I'm staying right now is pretty sketchy. So maybe someday I get that channel back up and running. Maybe someday I'll have something new over there for you to watch. All right, back to this thing, much more important and pressing. We're heading towards Alpha. So the Hatsuharu, definitely, in my opinion, an inferior ship to the Fubuki. In the previous tier, the Minakaze, probably the worst destroyer in this alternate line. Definitely inferior to the Mitsuki. Minakaze, very short range torpedoes. Shiratsuyu, the tier 6. I didn't see a lot of love for that either, but I think that's a perfectly acceptable ship. And of course, the Akizuki, the gunboat, at tier 7. I think as you go up the alternate line, they get better and better. So I would say this is the third worst or the third best destroyer in the alternate line. Do you want your glass half full or half empty? All right, we torped at the Tennessee and we're moving to get closer. We are going to torp again here in a minute, I guess. I'm doing my thing where I brake and back up. As you can see, the Hatsuharu did shoot down an airplane. It doesn't have great AA, but it has good AA. I want to say it's around 30 something for the tier. I think that's okay. We do solo cap out Alpha. Our torpedoes look like they're missing. There is the enemy Mahan. I would really love my teammates to kill him. Here is a Nevada or Beta. So we are going to send that second rack of torps at him. Still eyeballing the Tennessee. And I'm just going to try to sneak around this side of the island. And as you can see, I'm turning my ship to get back out of his detectability. It's easy to forget that this thing has 5.3 kilometer surface detectability. And yes, I am using Takeo Kurita in this ship because the Gumbo, I do not like using the same commander for every type of ship in the tech tree. So Kurita got the alternate line, ending in the Akizuki, and Kurita is in this ship. All right, you can see our torpedoes. We get 2, we miss 1 on the Nevada or Nevada. He damaged comms of the flood. Our second set of torpedoes, it's wending its way towards the Tennessee. I am going to turn back to starboard, trying to get my reload and keep my distance. And as you can see, those torpedoes are going to whiff. All right, so salvaging what's left. I will torp again at the Nevada. And we're just going to keep an eye on the Tennessee here. As you can see, about 7.2 away. Again, we got 10K torpedoes in the ship, so you can, oh, see that hesitation? That was my first clue. Oh no, our boat stops dead in the water and we are disconnected. If I had elevator music, I would play it right now. All right, so I cut ahead, logged back in. We did finish off the Nevada just in time to get a reload and torp at the Tennessee again. I was kind of white knuckling it during that logging back in and whatnot. But this is the game you play with poor internet. So if you have poor internet, I feel your pain. I just sold my house and just left my perfectly good, very fast internet for okay internet, depending on the time of the day. And so, believe it or not, I was grinding this thing hard during Thanksgiving and I had some good games, but this was the best game, the game where I disconnected. So, what can I say? That's the one you're watching. All right. So we get 1, 2 torpedo strikes. We are spotted by the Mahan. Get those gun barrels lined up. So let's talk about the turret arrangement. You got a twin turret in the front, you got a twin turret in the rear, and you have a single barrel turret just in front of the rear twin turret. I really wish they put a super firing turret in the back, or maybe had the single barrel in front and the two twin guns in the back so you could kite away and shoot at the same time and put 4 barrels on target. Nope, they didn't call me and ask me to design this thing, so it's all screwed up. All right, so the Mahan smoked up. We're going to head straight towards the smoke screen, as I am wont to do when they do this. And as you can see, we're still full health, so I feel pretty confident about tanking him. So we're going to get these guns lined up and continue to pour it on using that good Japanese HE. And he is one shot away from being finito. Oh, you can shoot me, Mahan. That's all good because you're dead. All right, we're going to torp again at the Tennessee. I should have looked first. He drove straight in the island, so those torpedoes are not going to do anything. All right, so we're just smoking up, chilling out. Gonna do a little shooting here at the Tennessee. As you can see, this range 6.6 kilometers. Do have some shell arc, but they are pretty fast. I don't know if they don't publish the muzzle velocity values or anything, but these are okay guns. I mean, it's I guess the most gunboatiest of the destroyers in this line until you get to the Akizuki. Um, my teammate decides to kill the Tennessee for me. Thanks, I guess. Only ship left is the new British Tier 5 carrier, the Furious. We get our second solo base cap. So let's use the remainder of our speed boost and head out and see if we can get down there and get some stuff done. All right, so the Hatsuharu, sure, I'm sure you could put Tanaka in here, lower your detectability, maybe 200 meters. Um, you could put, whatever the guy's name is, uh, Nobusada Isano. You could put him in there. You'd be a little bit faster. You'd be a little bit better at getting dispersion on the enemy shells. I could see how that'd be helpful for a gunboat commander, but he doesn't have any other skills that buff the guns. And the reload of these guns is 5.5 seconds, which I would tell you is on the downside of a gunboat, 5 seconds being the breakover. So I really wouldn't use the other commanders because you're going to hurt your guns. You do have 5 gun barrels. You do a fair amount of HE damage. This nation does have good HE. I mean, to me, the 10-kilometer torpedoes are nice, but this ship makes its living with its guns, believe it or not. All right, so we're going to torp here at the Furious, give him a modified spread, and then we're just going to keep heading closer because why not? Quick note, if there's anybody watching this who regularly plays carriers, it really helps if you drop airplanes off over your destroyers. Because I tell you what, there are tons of carriers in the matches over the holiday weekend, and as someone who plays a lot of destroyers, I am getting torn up just like that by the carriers despite my best intent. So please do what you can to help the destroyers. All right, we do get two torpedo strikes. We're going to get those guns to work and we finish off the Furious. All right, here on the victory screen, we ended up with 89,231 total damage, 7 torpedo strikes. We shot down 4 airplanes, 3 kills, and 2 solo base caps. Ended up with 239,259 silver and 6312 ship XP and commander XP. There we are at the top of the board, 2805. I think there's more potential here with the Hatsuharu, and maybe I'm just not skilled enough to unlock it. Like I said, I've been grinding it pretty hard. Just can't seem to get over the hump and get the Kraken, although I feel very close in a lot of All right, sorry about that cut. We got disconnected again. So we're back here in the port looking at the upgrades. Got the aiming system mod 1 and the propulsion mod 2. As you can see, the Hatsuharu is fully upgraded. Got 2 charges of the smoke generator, 2 charges of the engine boost. You got that common battle booster for speed, the Type 1 temporary camo, and the early adopter flag. The standard camo, to my knowledge, has never been available. All right, 11,700 hit points with our build. We've got one single 127 and two twin 127s, 10.6 kilometer firing range, 5.5 second reload, 18.6 second turn time. HE shells do 1800 damage, 7% fire chance. AP shells do 2200 damage. Torpedoes, 2 triple tube launchers, reload every 76 seconds. They do 16,267 damage, 10-kilometer range at 59 knots, and the detectability is 1,500 meters. AA defense, as we discussed, it's not terrible, but it's not great. Your twin turrets do count as AA, they are dual purpose. Maneuverability, 37.6 knots with the speed boost flag, 580-meter turning circle, 2.5-second rudder shift time. And the concealment, 5.3 on the surface, 3.1 from the air, 2.4 when firing in smoke. Very unlike a Japanese destroyer. All right, here's a look at the commander, Takeo Kurita, the gunboat commander. We got Swirsky and Bay. Observant Rage to help that reload. Really a necessity. Look at Me Now, Twist and Track, Smoke on the Water, and Unstoppable. To be quite frank, there aren't a lot of good choices in this tech tree or in the skill tree for this commander other than what we've chosen. Anyway, sorry I couldn't get a crack for you guys with this one, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Even with the disconnecting problems, we still managed to have a really good game. Thanks for watching.